Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the John Smith Stadium after an abridged summer break for the first pre-season friendly of Huddersfield Town's 2020-21 Sky Bet Championship campaign. My name's David Threlfall-Sykes. I'll be a commentator for today's game and also for Saturday's pre-season friendly against Manchester United's under-23s on the Huddersfield Town channel. And welcome also to everyone who's watching over on our friends at Bradford City's YouTube channel as well today. Hope you have a good season and wish you all the best after today, obviously. I will try and not be too biased, but I can't promise anything this afternoon. We're just about 10 minutes away from kick-off here at 3 o'clock, just under 10 minutes. The players have just returned to the tunnel and the respective dressing rooms ahead of this game. Obviously, Town's first of pre-season after the Saturday game at Southport was unfortunately postponed. But we are here today and we're glad to be back. We'll run you through the teams very quickly. Just a quick word first of all on today's stream. Obviously we are on YouTube today on both channels. Once the regular league season gets underway, we'll be back on HGTV, the iFollow service. Obviously, unfortunately, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we're not able to get fans in the ground to start the new season. So in lieu of that, as you may have seen today, season card holders will get free access to home league games and midweek away games. There's full information on that, as well as a price pledge on season cards from Chairman Phil Hodgkinson over on htafc.com. But it will be back on the iFollow subscription service once the league season gets underway. Today's production is a one-camera feed. We'd like to thank our friends at Proper Digital, in particular Sam Bridges, for helping us set this up today. Really appreciated. Once we're back into the Sky Bet Championship campaign, it will be a four-camera mix. I'm afraid I'm not too sure on the exact production values on League 2, so apologies, Bradford City fans, but I'm sure your club will fill you in on that in due course. But just a cautionary note that it will be a slightly larger production when it comes to regular league games. We've got the two lineups today, so I'll just run you through those very quickly. We'll go through the Bradford City lineup today, our visitors. It's I believe, their second pre-season friendly. I believe they lost 4-3 to Doncaster Rovers of League One in the first run out. Forgive me, Bradford City fans, I'm not overly familiar with the shape that you guys will line up with today, but I've made my best stab at it. It's going to be Richard O'Donnell in goal to start. Looks like a back four to me of Wood, the two O'Connors and Rhys Staunton, who looks like he'll be at right back. Midfield, again, I've gone for a four. Motley Henry, Watt, Cook and Pritchard. And then up front, it looks like Guthrie and a name that's going to be really familiar to Town fans, Lee Novak, who's back here this afternoon. And there's a lot of subs, so rather than take you through all the substitutes, we'll just take you through those as they come onto the pitch this afternoon. Huddersfield Town, obviously, there'll be some new names if you've seen the team news out there today that you're probably not familiar with, particularly among the substitutes bench. Town just nursing quite a few injuries at the moment. I believe there's 9 players missing today, just with the regular bumps and bruises that you would expect in pre-season. Head coach Carlos Corberan went through a lot of those in his first press conference with the external media on Friday. But just to give you a flavour of Town's lineup today, in goal will be number 1, Ben Hamer. Obviously, Ben back at the club after his loan spell at Derby last season. Played 27 games for Derby in total as they finished 10th in the Championship. 28, Jayden Brown starts today as well, of course. 17 Town appearances in his debut Championship season last year. Harry Toffolo, who we think will be playing centre-back today. Now 25, Harry is going to be a father for the third time as well, so congratulations to Harry and the Toffolo family on that one. Richard Stearman, who belated happy birthday to him, he turned 33 a week ago, will line up at centre-half. D'Amico Dehaney starts today, obviously now 21, moved to the number 17 shirt this season when the squad numbers were announced yesterday. Amazing to think, actually, Didi's only made 7 appearances for the team still. He does feel like he's been around for a while now, but D'Amico's there. Probably the most unfamiliar name to most Town fans in the starting 11 this afternoon will be number 33, Josh Osterfield. Josh was actually an unused substitute twice for Town last season in December when we had a little shortage of players, particularly down at Charlton Athletic when Matty Daly got that winner. Josh, for those of you that don't know, Huddersfield Town Academy graduate. He's 18 now. I suspect he will play as the kind of deeper lying number 6 in central midfield today. That's his regular role, although he can play higher up the pitch when needed. Josh, been at the club for quite a long time, from the Driglington area, I believe, from memory. Waiting his professional debut, of course, Josh, but it'll be good to see him get a run out today in midfield. We expect he will line up alongside number 7, Janino Bacuna, obviously well known to Town fans, and number 10, Alex Pritchard. Alex having moved to 10 this season, another one of the movers in the squad in terms of the squad numbers this year. And then up front, or higher up the pitch, we're expecting 16, Carlan Grant, obviously, Town's top scorer last season with 19 goals. Josh Karoma, who's back at the club after that loan spell at Rotherham to finish the 19-20 season. Fortunately, Josh only kind of restricted to 5 appearances when Rotherham's season got curtailed in League One. Obviously, Rotherham promoted, so congratulations to them. They're one of the first fixtures in the first month for Town this season. Josh back here, still only made 9 Town appearances after making his move from Leyton Orient, not this summer but the one before, so it'll be good to see Josh get another run out today. And up front, we're expecting the new signing so far, number 25, Danny Ward. I say new, obviously he's new to the club, but he is a returnee. Now 28 years old, Danny is going to be wearing the 25 shirt. I'm sure most Town fans have now seen the reason behind that. Obviously, tragically, Jordan Sinnott, our former player and academy manager, lost his life at 25 in horrendous circumstances. Danny, as most of you will know, was a really close friend of Jordan through Danny's first spell at Huddersfield Town. Jordan coming through the academy here, kept in touch ever since. As you've hopefully seen as well, the club has pledged to donate £5 to the Jordan Sinnott Foundation every single time that a Town fan gets 25 Ward or 25 Sinnott on the back of one of the new 3 replica kits this season. Hopefully that'll go a long way towards some really great causes that we know Jordan and his family were really keen on. So delighted that the club can help the Jordan Sinnott Foundation in that way today. A whole host of substitutes for Huddersfield Town as well, and while we've got a few minutes before the team comes out, I will run you through those. Again, there's going to be a lot of players probably not familiar to a lot of Town fans on the bench today. Most of the newly formed B team will be on the bench today. Also, some of the top end of the under-19 squad are going to be out there as well. So we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench this afternoon. Jacob Chapman, who will wear Ryan Schofield's number 31. Unfortunately, Ryan going to need an operation on a thumb injury that he picked up quite really unfortunate circumstances in training when he was doing really well actually, but Jacob's going to wear 31 today. 19-year-old Aussie keeper obviously, and the number 32 Josue Belagambi, who's 18, is a London-born goalkeeper of Italian and Ugandan heritage. Josue played a game yesterday, played in the under-19s victory over Sheffield United. Steve Mounier, well familiar name to Town fans, wearing the number 9 this season, is on the bench, and then it's going to be a number of players just as Bradford City's team come out here that Town fans may or may not be familiar with. Striker Cian Harrott, centre-back Romany Critchlow, full-back Aaron Rosiers now, and we'll speak more about Aaron later on, I should suspect. Ben Jackson, who can play left-back or on the wing. Matty Daly, of course, probably well-known to most Town fans, scored that winner at Charlton back in December. Mustafa Olagunju, who's a centre-back, 18-year-old. Another 18-year-old alongside him, Jaheim Hendley, who's been given the number 38 shirt this season. Jaheim, really versatile player, can play a number of positions. Another man who made his debut last season, Micah Ribeiro, number 39, he's on the bench today. And then a couple that I suspect only the most ardent Town fans will be aware of. Number 40, Brahima Diarra, and number 41, Patrick Jones. Both, so only 17, those 2 players, but really exciting prospects, and we'll come over to them in due course. I'm being told I'm a little bit loud, so apologies if I'm deafening everyone on the stream. It's the music's just come on here, so it's just probably overcompensating somewhat. So we've got the Bradford City team out here in the new away kit this season, just awaiting the Huddersfield Town squad now. Obviously the first real outing that you'll have seen under Carlos Corberan since he was appointed head coach. Town have been playing 11v11s in training so far. Obviously not quite the same as the experience of playing at the John Smith Stadium, albeit behind closed doors as we currently are. Just waiting the Town squad. And it looks like the substitutes are now emerging from the tunnel. Just from the other side of the pitch, looks like Matty Daly, Cian Harrott and Ben Jackson, the first 3 out there. So they, under these new social distancing rules, will go and sit in kind of a spread fashion amongst the stand opposite us here in the gantry position. You will see probably fewer people on the bench than you usually expect to see. Obviously, we're still adhering to the same COVID-19 regulations to get this game on as we were to finish last season. We'd love to have you here. I think it goes without saying, but and when it's possible, we're really looking forward to having Town fans back in. We're really hopeful, like we said on the website this week, that October is an achievable date, but obviously that's all down to what the government allows us. Bradford City here warming up, like I said, finished 8th in the curtailed League 2 season last year, so one of the clubs that could probably consider themselves unlucky at the season was curtailed in that way. It just knocked them out of the playoff reckoning when they could have quite rightly thought that they had a chance to get in there towards the end of the season. Stuart McCall, the manager of Bradford for a 3rd spell. Familiar face on the coaching staff there as well is John Vaughan, the former Town goalkeeping coach, who was a long-serving staff member here, is now one of the Bradford City party. It was nice to see Vaughan and catch up with him today. Town now out, as you can see, sporting the new 2021 home kit. Forgot what season it was there for a second. Lee Novak just saying hello to Carl and Grant there. Obviously spent some time together at Charlton Athletic. Lee also speaking to Danny Ward, a former Huddersfield Town teammate. Really good to see Lee Novak back. Popular figure for Town. You believe he's now 31 years old. We're all getting on. Played for Town up until 2013. Has since played for Birmingham City, Chesterfield, Charlton Athletic and Scunthorpe before making the move to Bradford City. And really good lad, Lee. Really honest professional, as we all know as well. Andy Madley is the referee today. Huddersfield born Andy Madley, of course, is refed at a very high level. I think he's just waiting for the sprinklers to turn off so he doesn't get soaked when he goes in there. Head groundsman Phil Redgwick be backing them off any second now. Just trying to look at how Town are lining up today. I would reiterate, as we always do, that pre-season you often see head coaches, managers trying things that they might not be trying come the opening day of the season. So if either of these two sides lines up in a different shape, and as I've said that, it does look like Bradford might be playing with a back three here actually. I'm just trying to look at the numbers. The two O'Connors, of course, at centre back, which isn't a surprise. I'm trying to just figure out who the chap is in the middle there of the three, although he is just walking forward now. I think the two O'Connors are flanking him. Again, for any City fans that are listening, please forgive me as I just get to grips with your players. I've not had the opportunity to see you guys play for a little while, so I will err from time to time, and I apologise in advance for that. But we're underway here now as Alex Pritchard, who's captain in the side today, Alex, as well. He's the, barring Josh Osterfield, the longest serving player in the Town starting 11 today, so he gets the honour of being captain. And Josh Osterfield gets his first touch there, the number 33, who's just dropped in between the two centre-backs, and Richard Stearman gives the ball to D'Amico Dehaney, who's into Pritchard. Pritchard just pops the ball back to Stearman. Stearman just takes his time before squaring it now to Harry Toffolo. He's playing at centre-back today, Harry. Certainly has the stature for it, Harry. He stands at a good 6 foot. Robust player, as we know. Had a really good opening 6 months at Huddersfield Town player, Harry. So top character as well around the place, I can tell you that. Looks like Town are just trying to draw Bradford out here. Just happy to move the ball along the back line to start this game. And indeed, there are Bradford players now coming out as Osterfield gets the ball under pressure from Callum Cook, the new Bradford City signing. He hooks the ball forward. Ward challenges for it with O'Connor. That's a great turn there from Guthrie. And Guthrie's now an early opportunity here for Bradford as Toffolo has to decide what he's going to do. And it's squared now to Mottram Henry, and that's a fantastic start for Bradford City, who've opened the scoring there. And it was just Richard Stearman that got rolled on the far side there and immediately put Guthrie, the big striker, away. He squared it back. And it's an opening goal there for Mottram Henry. So a really lightning start there for Bradford City in this pre-season campaign. Town just caught unawares. Caught a little bit one-on-one at the back. Stearman just got rolled there, unfortunately, by Guthrie, who's certainly a big player, the striker. He scored 2 in their opening friendly against Doncaster Rovers. And it's a lightning start for the visitors here, 1-0 after only a few minutes. Big thumbs up there from the winger to the striker who did the business. It looked like for all that he might initially play the ball into the man who was in the middle, which I think was Novak, who's on the ball here now as the ball's played around the corner, but opted to square it behind everyone in the box. So much it was a lovely composed finish actually, and that's a good effort again by Bradford, who've made a lightning start here as Pritchard, Harry Pritchard, that is the Bradford City winger, just flicks a header wide here, and Town really slow out the blocks here, so just need to blow off the cobwebs and get moving here, because it's all Bradford right now. Really high 3 in attack here for Town. It might be out of camera angle at the moment, but Ward in the centre, Grant and Karoma really high up the pitch here. Hamer clips the ball forward, had no real chance with the goal, Ben Hamer, you have to say, as Danny Ward flicks it on. Tried to find the run of Karoma, but it's dealt with nicely by Bradford, who'll clip it forward, and City in possession again here now. The numbers don't quite equate to what I've been given, so forgive me. It was Connor Wood there who just had the ball a second. I was just looking around. There's a few of the lads wearing different numbers to the ones I was given at the start of the day. City is Osterfield, come to get the ball. Plays it nicely. Good stuff for Josh Osterfield. Important to get the youngsters some early touches on the ball as Grant and Jaden Brown just switch there as Toffolo moves forward. Here's Bakuna. Plays it into Toffolo, who's just drifted inside. Bakuna on the ball again now. Gives it inside to Alex Pritchard. Pritchard turns on it and he's looking for a ball out to the right, and that's a lovely ball there by Alex Pritchard. Will it reach D'Amico Dehaney? It does. Pritchard trying to get in the box now as Dehaney's got Karoma on his outside. Dehaney checks, sends a looping cross into the box, which is cleared by O'Connor. Bakuna's going to pick up the second ball. Here's Juninho Bakuna, just moves it right to D'Amico Dehaney. And now Karoma, his first real touch on the ball. Karoma with a low cross, but it's not really hit the target, and it's Blocked by Dehaney as they try to clear. Alex Pritchard with a big aerial challenge, not what he's known for, and I believe that's Mottram Henry who's just slapped the ball out on that far side. So Town on the attack for the first time here. Here's D'Amico Dehaney as Josh Osterfield just trots up the pitch. He's just instructed by Stearman to keep an eye on Lee Novak for that break. Bacuna moving well to get on the ball, and he gives it back to Dehaney. Dehaney checks past the man. He goes back now, and he's got Bacuna for company. Here's Bacuna. Bacuna to Osterfield. Osterfield tries to find a little inside ball towards Danny Ward there, and it's flicked into the air, and Bacuna just leans into his man and madly plays advantage. It's a poor pass by Bradford, and Jaden Brown picks it up. Here's Alex Pritchard, the captain today. Pritchard to Jaden Brown. Jaden's just going to have to go back here. Good defensive shape from Bradford as Toffolo steps past Guthrie, the big striker. Toffolo just on the run here now down this left-hand side. He's looking for Jaden Brown, his compatriot. Jaden just miscontrols it there for a second, just slips underneath him, and it gives the Bradford defender the chance to give it back to, I believe that's O'Connor, who chips it down the line. Good ball down the line there, but Novak can't keep it in. It's going to be a throw into Town on this near side. Does look like a back three for Bradford here, as I'm just trying to still get my bearings on who's who for City. Jaden Brown's going to take the throw in. Jaden rather spikes it into the floor there, and there's a few questions about whether that's a foul throw or not, but nothing given by the referee. Here is Osterfield. Osterfield's got Stearman for company. He just draws Novak and slips it to Stearman. Novak in typical fashion working hard there, and Stearman I think tried to find the run of Bacuna, but he's just clipped it out the side of the pitch for a throw into Bradford in the defensive third. I believe that's Connor Wood that's on the throw in here, although again I could be wrong. Good defending there from Dehaney to get in front of the ball, but it's found its way back to Richard O'Donnell, who clips it forward the keeper. There's no one really there other than Jaden Brown for Town, so Town going to get back in possession. Slightly better over the last couple of minutes after a pretty honking start. Bradford 1-0 up if you are just joining us. A really early goal from, I believe, Dylan Mottram Henry. Motley Henry. It's a good finish from the winger as well. Ex-Bradford actually. He's back for his second or third spell, depending on how you register it. He started off at Bradford City, moved to Barnsley, came back to Bradford, and was actually released for a period at the end of the last season that we've just played. But has found his. They always were quite open about the situation, City, I believe, and they said that it's kind of pandemic pending, and they have re-signed the winger now. So he's made a good start to his pre-season campaign here. Bradford free kick there, just a slightly overzealous challenge from Town in the midfield. Ward just closing the man down. Novak just pops it off to the midfielder. He's tried to clip it into the run of the number 7, Pritchard, but in the end it's quite a hard ball to execute, quite a straight ball over the top. Bradford really pressing on here now. I believe that's Callum Cook, the midfielder, that's joined Novak and Guthrie just to shut that ball out to Josh Osterfield. Hamer instead just clips the ball forward towards Josh Karome. It hasn't quite reached him on that occasion, but Bacuna's going to pick the seconds up. Tried to overdo it there, and Cook's robbed him of the ball, and now Novak gets in, but here's Stearman, who sorts his feet out quite well there, Richard, under pretty heavy pressure. And speaking of sorting your feet out well, Bacuna does really well there, just to jink past the attentions of the Bradford man. Here's Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown's he's clipped it in. He's got the ball wrong there, actually. Danny Ward's come short for it, and now Karoma interested there for a second. There's a slight miscontrol from the Bradford defender, but it's not going to go that far. It's a nice ball into, I believe, Cook, and here's Novak. Novak foot in there from Stearman, but it's well worked out to this near side now, and here's O'Connor. Carlin Grant does really well to get back in there. Good working from Grant. Here's Motley Henry. Plays a little short ball in, and he might get the return here, but it's well worked again by Cook, and Cook crosses it in, and it's headed by Novak. He did done incredibly well to score from that angle and that cross, and he does just flick the ball wide of Ben Hamer's goal. Here's Josh Osterfield. Osterfield needs to be careful here. He's under pressure, and he's been flattened, and the referee has given a free kick, I think. Osterfield just looked round to say, and I think the shot of the Bradford man also indicated that he expected the free kick to be given. Andy Madley just nodding that he would have given it had Hamer not collected it. Got to be careful in those situations. Josh, you're going to receive the ball deep as the 6 in this shape, but you've got to be really careful with the attentions of players on you as Pritchard and Osterfield. Just work the ball back to Hamer again now, and Hamer just has a little look out to the right side, clips a nice ball into Dehaney. Dehaney's tried a difficult first-time ball to Bacuna, and Bacuna can only poke the ball out on that left side. It's going to be a throw-in that Connor Wood is over. Connor Wood, a regular starter in the Bradford City lineup on that left side. Can play left back, can play left wing as well. Joined the Bantams from Leicester City a couple of years ago. Before that, played in non-league. Good ball into Novak there. And Novak slips the ball around the corner, and it's a good effort again as Guthrie tries to round. Just gets loose of Stearman for a second and tries to round Hamer, but takes it too wide. And now here's Motley Henry, the winger. He's got Jaden Brown for company. Jaden Brown does really well there, just stands up and makes a tackle when the winger tries to go past him. You see the striker Guthrie is a real handful. He signed this summer from Stevenage. Has played in League 1, League 2 League 2 in particular for quite some time. Played for Colchester, Forest Green Rovers. Always been a good source of goals for those teams. And Pritchard under pressure, just forced to kick the ball out there. Good high press from Bradford City. Here's Anthony O'Connor. Just tries to flick it down the line there. It's actually going to make it to Motley Henry as well. He's got Jaden Brown for company again, and Jaden does well again there. Just gets his foot in, and he's done well for his side there again, Jaden Brown. And Alex Pritchard just clips the ball down the left towards Danny Ward. Paudie O'Connor, the centre-half, ex-Leeds, wins the ball ahead of him, but Pritchard there does well, wins the seconds, and forces Cook to push it out for a throw-in on this near side. Town almost playing 3 at the back at times here, but reverting to a 2 when they're in possession as Dehaney goes really wide. Here's Ben Hamer. He's got Harry Toffolo for company. He does just check and give it back to Harry, and Harry's got space to move into here as Bradford just drop off, barring the front 2. Toffolo's got the run of Danny Ward down the line. He tries to find it, I think, but the winger Henry does well just to block that out. Took that full force in the chest there. Did well, took it well. Jaden Brown gives it back to Harry Toffolo, playing left centre-half today. Got the opportunity to spread this wide to Dehaney, but he does check it back to Harry Toffolo, who's in space. Here's Jaden Brown, number 28. Toffolo gives it into Carlin Grant, who pops it off first time to Pritchard. He's got the run of Brown up his left side if he can. Instead, he tries to flick the ball inside to Carlin Grant, but I think it just hit the defender as it made its way in field, so Bradford win the ball back. It's the poor ball out from defence from Bradford. Now there's a chance here for Town. Here's Danny Ward. Danny Ward into Carlin Grant, last year's top scorer. Grant, chance to shoot, and it's 1-1. Carlin Grant there. Clinical stuff from the Town striker. Penalises an error in possession from the Bradford number 19 there. Alex Pritchard and Danny Ward combine. His first assist for Danny Ward back in Town colours, and he gives it to Carlin Grant. Grant steps inside and does what he does best, coming off that left-hand side, checks onto his right foot and drills a low shot, not his cleanest hit that he's ever made, but O'Donnell with no chance in the Bradford goal, and it's 1-1 here quite early on. Really clinical stuff from Carlin Grant. 19 goals last season. That's his first of this new campaign. Andy Madley gets us underway again here. First real opportunity for Town. It's the first one they scored. You've got to say Bradford have created 2 or 3 half-decent chances here on top of the goal that they scored through Motley Henry. Town just dropping off here as the Bradford in possession as the defender drives out. But now they're getting the high press run. They've done well there. Bradford played round it as Karoma and Pritchard tried to close things down. Here's an early opportunity to get back on top for Bradford. And Dehaney forced to head it clear, but it goes straight back to Bradford there. And now it's slipped down the white to Wood. The Town right, that would be. And that's way too easy there. Guthrie just given all the time in the world just to bring it down in the middle of the box, and Ben Hamer actually does really well there. Smothered, well, hit a first shot, kind of hit his chest from close range, and then got down well to smother the second. So good work from Ben there, good brave work from the keeper. Bradford been a real threat when they've been in the Town box so far, you have to say. But here's Danny Ward, lovely touch from Danny, and he tries to play it back to Jaden Brown. Jaden just overran the ball slightly there, but lovely stuff from Danny Ward. I think the big change in Danny Ward is that kind of play. He's obviously well known to Town fans as a winger who cut in off the right-hand side in his first spell here, and since leaving for Rotherham and then Cardiff, he's really adapted his game to be that number 9, that striker, and I think you saw there that he really can hold the ball up. He's probably surprisingly good in the air as well. That's a shame because that's a lovely ball from Alex Pritchard, but Josh Karoma just started his run too early there, and it's a shame because he got him behind the defence. Doesn't need to go early, Josh. He is very quick when he gets going, so just hold his run there, but lovely little disguised reverse pass from Alex Pritchard, you have to say. Free kick to Bradford, nonetheless, and O'Donnell just seems to be waving his defenders forward. Motley Henry on the right-hand side, this near side here, calling for the ball. He's in a lot of space. Jaden Brown's just dropped off to help his defence out with Guthrie and Novak. He has gone towards Guthrie in the end, and it's Osterfield. Bit of a mismatch there, but Stearman wins the seconds, and now it's important that Town win the ball. And here's Harry Toffolo, goes all the way back to Ben Hamer. Hamer has a centre-half split there, and Toffolo gets it. Plays the ball into Jaden Brown, who's got space. Motley Henry coming a bit late there. Jaden just forced up, looking for the run, but there was nothing offered by Ward, or Carlin Grant came short. Ward didn't really offer the run down the channel, he stayed central, so ball worked back to Hamer, who now works it back to Toffolo. Toffolo comes up the pitch and he's just chipped a ball into the channel, and I think it's going to be O'Connor. He was looking for the run of Bacuna there, and Bacuna does well, keeps going and just blocks the ball out. Right idea, good forward run there from Janino, but ball wasn't quite on, well read by O'Connor, the experienced Irishman. He'll probably find that's good play from D'Amico Dehaney, nice calm stuff, needs to give it now, and he does. Guthrie versus Osterfield, a bit of a mismatch in the aerial battle, you have to say. Josh is quite a tall figure, the 18-year-old, the midfielder, but not known for his aerial prowess at this stage. Just kind of dropped into a third centre-half role at the moment. Josh, he is that deep number 6 midfielder. Here is Osterfield on the ball now. Been at the Town Academy for a long time, Josh. Lovely passer of the football. He's been working to add more goals to his game as well, and that's a nice ball. And now Karoma just runs past just to skip past the defender for a second. Now Josh is going to try and do his thing on the right hand side. He plays it inside to Bacuna, who doesn't need a second invite for a shot. We know that, Janino, and that's a pretty agricultural challenge there from O'Connor. Comes flying out of the defensive third there and chops Bacuna down. Janino, big cry of anguish from Janino, but he's straight up because he knows there's a free kick in a pretty presentable position here. And I think he's going to be interested in that. Alex Pritchard, Carlin Grant kind of in the area. Josh Karoma just having a little wander over, but Janino's the one who spotted the ball here. I'll be very, very surprised if it isn't Janino Bacuna who's going to hit this. We're about 17 minutes into the game here. If you're just joining us on HGTV or on Bradford City's YouTube channel, thank you. It's 1-1 here. Early Bradford goal, and I mean early in the opening seconds, from Dylan Motley Henry. Equaliser from that man, Carlin Grant. Here's Bacuna now. Big tall wall from Bradford, and it's hit the wall as Bacuna tries to swing it in. It was pretty close there. The wall looked pretty close as well, but there were some big imposing figures there from the Bantams in it, and really good contest here so far. Just what both Carlos Corberan and Stuart McCall will be looking for so far. Carlos, of course, joined by his new assistants in the dugout this season, Jorge Alajon and Narcis Palash. Danny Schofield, the B team manager, former Town player, also in the Town technical area today, as Alex Pritchard looks to swing the ball, and it looks to have gone towards Jaden Brown, but it's well defended there by Bradford. I think it's just going to roll out for a throw-in right by the corner flag. Jaden, an unlikely source of headed goals, but he almost got himself on the end of that one there. Town rush back to get the shape back in the defensive third there. Josh Osterfield just pushes on to Lee Novak as Bradford try and hook it, and now is a real chance here for Carlin Grant. I'll tell you, if it's a league game, I don't think Danny Ward with a block shot there. If it's a league game, I don't think Carlin tries to square that one, but unselfishly tried to square it to, I believe, Bacuna in the middle of the box, as Osterfield does really nicely to dig a pass out there to Jaden Brown. Jaden finds the run of Janino Bacuna. Town just coming into this game here now. Here's Bacuna. Tries to find the inside run of Pritchard. Instead, Pritchard gets the ball from Grant and plays a quick 1-2. Grant tries to slip the ball into Karoma there. Good reactions from Josh Karoma. Lovely reactive pressure there. Bradford do well to come away with it. And here's Motley Henry now. And he's got Pritchard, Alex Pritchard for company. And Jaden Brown's done really well to get back in his position there and force the ball backwards. Here's O'Connor. Gives it back to his namesake, Paudie O'Connor. And the ball goes out to the left-hand side for City here. Really good pressure from Danny Ward there. Did really well to get across, and three of the Town coaches, including Carlos Corberan, out in the technical area there, willing the side on. Real opportunity for Carlin Grant there when Pritchard intercepted that pass, and I'm absolutely convinced that if it's a league game, Carlin doesn't try and square that one, but he did. And it was a good cutout from the end by the Bradford defence. Bradford got plenty of bodies forward here, and they're a bit lucky that ball's got across to this side because Grant just running in the wrong direction. Lovely play from Harry Toffolo. That's probably a free kick, but the referee, Andy Madley, not having it. So we play on here with Bradford in possession. I believe that's Rhys Staunton. Here's Connor Wood. Popped into midfield, and it's a attempted ball around the corner. He's going to find it despite the deflection. So Stearman just trying to organise things here, and that's a good ball. Just lost D'Amico Dehaney for a second there. It didn't look like there was any contact, I have to say. It looked like he was looking for it. Wood there. Dehaney just kind of realised that was an option and just checked his run, and the Bradford man went down anyway, nothing given there from very experienced referee Andy Madley, so it's a Town goal kick as Ben Hamer just lets the Town side reset. Jaden Brown's calling for it over on the left-hand side. Jaden might get this if Danny Ward wins it, but it's a good win there from O'Connor. Bakuna does well to win the seconds, and Brown will get the ball in the end now. He just needs an option, Jaden. He just needs to be careful here because Novak, typical Lee Novak fashion, just hunting the ball down out of possession. But Jaden Brown and Josh Osterfield just play it between themselves, and now Harry Toffolo steps towards halfway. Toffolo gives it to Grant. Grant's got Brown down the line. It's really good movement from Town, actually. Karoma's free on the far side. It's not a good ball from Jaden Brown. He's tried to find the runner, Josh Karoma, and Karoma does acknowledge it. He applauds the effort, but as does Danny Ward, but he just got way too much height on that cross. I think if he could have fizzed it across the floor, he's obviously trying to hit it hard to find Karoma at the back post. Karoma was free of his man momentarily there. Good move up until that point, you have to say. Carlin Grant finding that overlapping runner, Jaden Brown. Execution on the last ball all wrong as Stearman wins that first header, and then O'Connor wins the second. Ball finally gets settled in, and it's Bradford City there who pop the ball forward. Guthrie's after it, but he's got Toffolo for company, and it's just rolled out on that far side. Good covering from Harry Toffolo there. All Bradford for the first few minutes here. They deservedly, well, took the lead deservedly on the balance of the first 10. Town will come back into this now. First pre-season run out, of course, for under Carlos Corberan, and there'll be plenty to learn, that's for sure. Lots and lots of training is how I'd sum up that thing. That's lovely play from Josh Osterfield if he gives this now. And he's tried to find Carlin Grant. Commentator's curse there. He did the first bit well, and the execution on the pass wasn't good, actually. So, really nice play there. Oh, he's given a free kick, actually. I think he's a bit unlucky there, Jaden Brown. I thought he won the ball. It might be the follow-up tackle from Janino Bakuna on Callum Cook, the new signing for Bradford City, 23 years old, former Middlesbrough Academy player. New signing, but did have a successful loan at the club last season, so just making that permanent, of course. But good player, the midfielder. Yeah, Bradford City free kick as Wood just comes over to join his teammate on this side. Wood, the left footer, he might be looking for an in-swinger as Motley Henry just makes his way to the edge of the box. Guthrie's got to be a target here, you've got to say, and it's a big deep ball. It looks like it might be going out. Yeah, it has gone dead. Stearman did well to win the header anyway. The ball did go out. Stearman marking the big striker there. Guthrie does well. Alex Pritchard was looking for an early ball forward there. Instead it goes to Josh Osterfield. Josh seen plenty of the ball here, Josh Osterfield, the number 6, and we're going to see a lot of the Town youngsters, his fellow teammates in the 19s and B team in the second half here. But here's Richard Stearman for now, the oldest player in the Town lineup today at 33, turned 33 last week. Good strength from Karoma because he didn't do too well to hold the ball up initially, but he has lost it in the end, unfortunately. Strong mad Josh, he was just a bit slow to come and try and collect that pass from Stearman. So Bradford with a throw in midway through the Town half here. City with a long throw in towards Novak. Pritchard, Alex Pritchard with the header. You don't often say that. Lovely ball from Carlin Grant, and now Bakuna's just tried to fizz the pass into Danny Ward's run, I think, where he just skewed off the edge of his foot, and it's City that picked the second ball up. Clipped ball towards Novak there, and Stearman reads it well and heads the ball out for a throw-in on that near side. Gets a round of applause there from, well, it's Jorge Alcaron in the Town technical area. Stuart McCall, the only man up in the Bradford City technical area so far, just dishing out instructions to his troops. Throw-in, Novak collects it. Osterfield just trying to shield that ball, but Novak gets it nonetheless, and it's a good tackle from Alex Pritchard, actually. Not what he's known for, Alex, but he does well there, and Dehaney's just cleared his man out, but Andy Madley indicates the play on, and he's going to say it's a throw-in now. I think Andy Madley's point is it's not his fault if Bradford misplayed the ball after he plays the advantage, but I might feel a little bit hard done by if I was a City fan there. As it is, D'Amico Dehaney just lets play settle. Quite a good tempo to it for a first pre-season friendly, this, you have to say. The usual kind of loose bits of plays you'd expect from both sides at this point. Danny Ward flicks the ball on. Bakuna really charges down, and now Carlin Grant's gone after it. Richard O'Donnell sees the danger and clips the ball towards halfway, and now it was D'Amico Dehaney, and Grant can't play it because he was offside, so it's picked up by O'Connor, who plays it to the number 6, Anthony O'Connor, the 27-year-old. Clips it down the line, but Toffolo immediately looks at his keeper, and Ben Hamer's off his line to collect that, and Stearman closed down by Harry Pritchard there. 2 Pritchards on the pitch as well as 2 O'Connors today. Josh Osterfield just collects it, slides it to his right for Richard Stearman. Stearman just no chances, clips it back to Ben Hamer. Here's Hamer to Stearman again, and it's a couple of 1-2s, and Ben's just going to have to be careful here because he's getting put under pressure, and he tries to clip it towards Jaden Brown, but Motley Henry does well just to intercept that and give it to Cook. Good press from Janino Bacuna there, just forcing Bradford backwards, and it's Paudie O'Connor who's going to pick this up, the 23-year-old, the centre-back, former Leeds United. Another player who's joined Bradford after an initial loan back in 2019. Good centre-half, Paudie O'Connor, certainly a big figure, and I've killed him again there because as soon as I say he's a good player, he kicks it straight up the pitch for a dead ball. And Town's new under-17 players ball boying today, so Jeremy Stewart there, the centre-back, 16-year-old, just picking the ball up. Gives it straight back to Ben Hamer. Good alertness from Jeremy. First John Smith Stadium experience today for a number of the under-17 players, of course. Hamer drills the ball towards Danny Ward. Lovely pass, actually, and Danny's under pressure from 2 players. Does really well, actually, Danny Ward, and plays it to Toffolo. Here's Carlin Grant, who turns on the ball. He's got real options. Town getting loads of numbers forward here. Probably the most notable change of the Corberan era so far is how many players we get forward when we're attacking. And Dehaney gets the ball, clips a lovely ball up D'Amico, and it's well defended at the back post by Motley Henry, actually, I have to say. Alex Pritchard with a lovely press there, but good play from Cook and a lovely ball. Good interception from Josh Osterfield there. The 18-year-old does really well to read that because there was a dangerous attack on there. And just a comment on Town's numbers they got forward there. They must have had about 7 or 8 players forward when they were attacking. And Dehaney slips the ball down the right-hand channel to Karoma. Karoma now tries to square the Bradford man up. Josh Karoma. Just looking now, Dehaney's going to get it back, and now D'Amico swings the ball in towards Danny Ward. Weird header. Oh, Carlin Grant scored. Is that a goal or an offside? I'm a bit confused as to what's happened there, but it could well be a handball that it's been given for. I'm not totally sure. I didn't see a flag from the referee, so I'm guessing it wasn't offside, so it might well be a foul or an infringement given against Danny Ward there. I think he is just kind of flapping his hand, so maybe it did hit Danny's hand. It looked like he tried to duck into the header. It was a really good chance for Danny, and it might have just struck him on the hand in the end. What a good ball that is from the Bradford City centre-back O'Connor. Stearman's having to go out there and clip it, and that's a good ball as well. But Hamer just got a little flap in hand to it, and he's done well just to nail the second there, and Stearman's got back, and scrappy play at the back there, you have to say, and it's Cook and Bacuna who battle for it, and it's all happening here end to end at the moment. From that big chance for Town, it's a big chance for Bradford, you have to say as well. So Lee Novak with a big shriek there. He's not happy with the fact that it's gone backwards, and ball from O'Connor plays right through to Ben Hamer. Town obviously missing a few centre halves today. Chris Schindler, notable absentee through injury. Ramani Edmonds-Green as well, who's obviously had a really successful loan spell at Swindon last season, who plays centre-back, also missing. Tommy Elphick obviously missing as well from that long-term knee injury. So Toffolo playing at centre-back today alongside Richard Stearman. Josh Osterfield, the youngster, obviously a midfielder, but often popping into that centre-back role as well. Bradford have got the good numbers forward on this occasion. It's played into the edge of the box to Novak. Pritchard does really well, actually, Alex Pritchard, and he's got to be careful here because equally Cook's done really well to win the ball back for City. Shame there. Here he is now, Cook, the midfielder, with space to run into. Osterfield just a little nervous about leaving that man free, and it's Lee Novak who charges. That's the poor ball from Novak, but it is found. Ben Hamer's up, and he does well there. Ben Hamer collects the ball under a crowded penalty area. Guthrie was close to him, and Ben will just calm the play down here now. It's just been a little bit scrappy from Town that last couple of minutes. Good throw to Josh Osterfield now. What can Josh do? He's got Bacuna up the pitch. He's got D'Amico Dehaney to his right. Here is Dehaney. And Josh Karoma now. Just came back to defend there, and he finds himself slightly in field. Bacuna just going to slow things down here and make sure Town gets some possession after a bit of a back and forth period. Osterfield fires the ball into Carlin Grant, who gives it first time to Toffolo. Good runners forward again here, and here's Danny Ward, who just collects it. Oh, he's just tried to pop it into Jaden Brown, but Jaden's just overrun the ball again there. Nice hold-up play from Danny Ward again there, though. Frustrated there, Danny, but he's done all right so far. Probably should have scored from the header that he had earlier on, but just seems to judge it wrong. I suppose that's one of the things you use pre-season for, just to get your eye in. Well spread across the pitch there by Paudie O'Connor, and Bradford, I believe it's Rhys Staunton, forgive me if I'm wrong. Lots of space here in midfield now for Cook to drive at the Town defence. Pritchard does really well to get back in again. Alex Pritchard going to have to change his role this year. We know him as a 10, but we've also heard head of football Lee Bromby say that 4-3-3 is going to be one of the main formations under Carlos Corberán. He's going to end up playing a little bit deeper, Alex, and he's done his defensive duty diligently today, I have to say. Known for his play in possession, Alex, of course, but doing his job off it today as Osterfield plays it right to Stearman. Stearman to Dehaney. First time ball to Josh Caroma. Dehaney rolls it back to Osterfield, who's got plenty for company there, and Stearman works it back to Hamer. There's a ball out to the left here, and Hamer does play it to Harry Toffolo. Toffolo with space, a bit of space to operate here as he drives over halfway into Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown plays it back to Josh Osterfield. Osterfield looking for that passing field, and he finds Alex Pritchard, who just drops deep to collect it. Here's Stearman. Fires the ball out to D'Amico Dehaney. D'Amico just got that ball wrong. He's trying to find the run of Bacuna into the channel, and it's a round of applause from the Town bench there for Bacuna's run. The execution from Dehaney just not quite right. We're seeing what might be the first change for Town over in the technical area as well. It does look like Steve Mounier's just got stripped here as we just go over the half-hour mark. Pritchard just doing well there, just shadows the Bradford 17. Bradford again spread it well through O'Connor to this left-hand side. Danny Ward making his way over for Town, and it's a ball in field really well read there by Harry Toffolo actually, and now Dehaney brings it forward. He's got a man for company. I'm not sure if he knows. It's actually Josh Caroma, apologies. He's brought down there. It does look like it's going to be the first change of the game here. Steve Mounier, Town's new number 9, over on the far side. There is no fourth official today actually, interestingly, so don't expect to see the board go up for either side. Just waiting to see who's coming off here, and it might be Janino Bacuna maybe who's coming off. It does look like he's going over to that side. Just waiting to see what's happening. Bacuna might just be having a word with the bench actually. It might be Danny Ward. Just waiting to see who's coming off. Yeah, it is Danny Ward, and no surprise there. I'm sure there's no problem for Danny, but obviously his season at Cardiff City actually went on 2 weeks longer than Town's, so Danny on a slightly different programme in terms of training at the moment than the Terriers and the rest of the squad. He started later, just slightly behind. He is just having a word with Ian Kirkpatrick, the Town's head of medical, however, so just one to monitor in the coming week there, as it is Steve Mounier now on the number 9. Slightly different proposition too. Danny he probably won't run in behind as much as Danny Ward does, but Bradford with a good high press here, and Josh Osterfield and Harry Toffolo just having to be careful here, and Janino Bacuna is going to have to be careful in there as well. Don't know what he's doing here, Janino. What a set of feet on Janino Bacuna to get free there. And he's tried a weird outside of the boot pass, and Mounier can only head it back into no man's land there. The first bit of play from Bacuna was magical, and the pass not quite as good, unfortunately, but the first bit good. Danny Ward looks fine. He's not gone into the changing rooms. He's just walking up behind the Town dugout, so good news from a Town perspective there. Good first half hour back in Town colours for Danny Ward. Bradford City in possession though, as Anthony O'Connor has the ball here, just under pressure from Carlin Grant. O'Connor's tried to find Guthrie, but Harry Toffolo, good front foot defending there, and here's Carlin Grant, Guthrie and O'Connor a bit unhappy with each other there actually, just exchanging words, but Town back in possession. Here's Janino Bacuna just looking for a pass out right, gives it to Josh Osterfield, his young midfield colleague, and Osterfield, sensible play from Josh again there, just slips it right to Richard Stearman. Gets it back now, he's got space to operate in now, Josh, and he gives the ball to Alex Pritchard. He's looking for another passing field here. It's tried to find Mounier, but it's good defending from O'Connor, and Mounier, good reaction there, and he's really good reaction because he's won it back there, Steve, but Motley Henry, the winger, got Carlin Grant for company, and Jaden Brown actually does well. He brings it out to the big striker Guthrie, who's got Harry Toffolo for company if he wasn't aware, and Harry does really well there. It's a good battle between the two actually. He's done well for his side, Guthrie, so far, set up the first goal. Still having that conversation with Anthony O'Connor about where the ball should go from that earlier pass. O'Connor throws it in, and again the man who I believe is Staunton. I apologise to all the Bradford fans. I didn't have a number 19 down on the team sheet, so that's thrown me off a little bit. As it is, that player advances well over halfway here and slips the ball right to Wood, who did well to keep it in actually. It was just a little bit overplayed. Novak slaps it into Josh Osterfield, who does really well actually, wins the second challenge as well, and Dehaney just clips the ball forward to relieve the pressure, but it's Mounier just dropped a little bit deep there to try and help his side out. Dehaney pops out of defence. Karoma's just trying to shadow the two there. It's a good ball infield to Novak here. Novak tries to clip the ball around the corner to Guthrie, but that man, just be careful here, D'Amico Dehaney. That's not good play from DD there. He's taken a risk and he's giving Bradford the ball back in a real dangerous area. Lots of bodies in the box here, and that's Novak, who's one of them, and yeah, really slack stuff from Dehaney there. He's kind of claiming that he didn't have a player to play it to up the field, but you can't take those risks in the middle of the penalty area. It was too relaxed. As it is, no harm done. Goal kick to the Terriers. Been a number of flicked headers from City, and particularly from Lee Novak, that have missed the target so far. I think Hamer's tried to find Steve Mounier there, tried to drill that ball, but just undercooked it slightly. Carlin Grant doing well there just to work back in. Bradford with a good spell of possession here as O'Connor moves the ball out left. He's going to get the ball back here, Paudie O'Connor. Only man really in Bradford City just steps over halfway as I'm saying that, but one of the deepest players on the pitch. Rolls the ball in to midfield. Here's Motley Henry again. Good pass inside to Cook, who's got Bacuna for company, and O'Connor just momentarily loses his man. That's Richard Stearman, absolutely thunders the ball out to the left-hand side. I think he was just trying to clip it into Alex Pritchard there. As it is, Pritchard just gives him a little thumbs up. The two O'Connors for Bradford. Play the ball well, good experience, particularly with Anthony O'Connor there. Obviously played for a number of teams across the leagues over the years. Joined from Aberdeen in 2018, a real regular in this Bradford City side. No reason to think that won't be the case this season as well. Bradford good possession here, like I said, and slipped into Guthrie. Ball, I think, was tried to play into the run of Harry Pritchard there, but he had checked it before the ball was played. Had D'Amico Dehaney for company, and there's not many that's going to outstrip Dehaney for pace, that's for sure. So it's Ben Hamer. Has had plenty of the ball here. Ben on his return to Huddersfield Town. Josh Karoma's just dropped in here to try and get on the ball. Ben just opted not to give it him, and instead he's clipped the ball up towards Steve Mounier, who wins the first header well, but he can't find a teammate. He's gone to Wood instead, and Karoma with good pressure there just forces Wood to play the ball out. Really good stuff from Josh. Still 1-1 here if you are just joining us. We're about 37 minutes into this first pre-season friendly of Huddersfield Town, second I believe for Bradford City. Dylan Motley Henry the scorer for Bradford, and Carlin Grant the equaliser for Huddersfield Town. D'Amico Dehaney just looking for options here, goes all the way back to Stearman in the end, and Stearman's got Harry Toffolo inside for company. Good ball. He is under pressure from Lee Novak, of course. Jaden Brown just checks inside. Motley Henry's going to set up through the middle of the pitch here. He gives the ball to Josh Osterfield. Osterfield slips it to Richard Stearman. Two vastly different experienced players there. Dehaney tried to clip the ball up the line for Karoma, but it's good defensive work from Connor Wood. Got a round of applause from Stuart McCall. You've seen a few of the Town subs warming up on the far side there. That's Mustafa Olagunju and Brahima Diarra who are warming up there. It's a throw-in from Dehaney. Well taken by Osterfield, who goes back to Stearman. Stearman fakes the pass back to Hamer. Instead gives it to Osterfield. Ball clipped up towards Steve Mounier there. Mounier and O'Connor with a good battle now. Josh Karoma turns on the accelerator and goes past one. He's leaning into it. It's good defending in the end from O'Connor, but you just saw Josh Karoma's pace there. He absolutely flew past the first defender. I think it was Paudie O'Connor, and it took some really good defending from Anthony O'Connor just to force him wide and block the ball out there. He had Carlin Grant in the middle. Carlin's just making the point that perhaps he could have played it a bit earlier, of course. Ever the goal scorer, Carlin. Doesn't matter if it's a pre-season friendly, but you have to say really good defending there from Anthony O'Connor. Read the danger, read Karoma's pace. If you can isolate Josh Karoma in those areas, it's going to be a danger for any championship defence, that's for sure. Josh still only 21, you do forget he's still learning his game. Played a lot of games in the National League for Leyton Orient before joining Town, but this is a step up for him. Here's Janino Bacuna, swings the ball into the box. Stearman with the header initially, and then Mounier tried to get on the second. Good defending in the end from Bradford, you have to say, but Town win it back. Really clever header from Alex Pritchard, and good 1-2 there between Karoma and Pritchard. Jaden Brown just takes the ball there. Pritchard just looking for the run of Karoma for a second. Carlin Grant instead gets it, and there's plenty of options behind him here. Here's Richard Stearman, who's got D'Amico Dehaney for company out on the right hand side, and here is Dehaney. Dehaney just slips the ball back into Josh Osterfield. First viewing for many Town fans of Josh here. I'll be interested to see what they think of him. That job as the number 6, just recycling the ball left and right. He's done a good job so far. Josh hasn't looked overawed by the experience. I know it's a friendly, but it's a big moment for Josh and his family today, that's for sure. Worked really hard for opportunities like this, Josh. Here's Janino Bakuna. Bakuna clips the ball. It's a really good ball, but Jaden Brown had just not moved with the defensive line as it moved out, so he's caught offside. Real creative spark in him, Janino. Doesn't always come off, as we know, but 6 goals and 5 assists last season, of course, so no mean feat in the Sky Bet Championship. Still only 23 as well, Janino. It's probably easy to forget. Played a lot of football for Groningen and then for Huddersfield Town since he's joined in the Premier League years as well. Here's Paudie O'Connor for Bradford. Just got the ball short from O'Donnell. He's under pressure from Carlin Grant, who goes back to Richard O'Donnell, the former Sheffield Wednesday stopper. The left-footed keeper just hooks the ball out towards Anthony O'Connor. Carlin Grant makes the ball back. It was a little bit drifty, so he managed to get back. Janino Bakuna just managed to get back. Jaden Brown will say he meant to do that. Yeah, there was just a foul there from Harry Toffolo on the striker. Curtis Guthrie as well. I think it's Curtis Guthrie. He's wearing 16. That's what we're told by our colleagues at Bradford City. Guthrie, a really aerial threat. You can see that from his sheer presence. Lining up at the back stick there. It does look like Richard Stearman takes Paudie O'Connor actually. So it looks like Jaden Brown that's on Guthrie. Big side, Bradford, you have to say. The two O'Connors and Guthrie. Novak's no slouch in the air as well, as we know. Connor Wood just moves away from this free kick now as well. So he's swung into the box. It's towards Guthrie. Really good header from Richard Stearman there, because there was O'Connor at the back stick, and Stearman's done excellently actually, because it's gone out for a throw-in on that far side, not a corner. Good play there from Steers. Be a throw-in. I think they're just going to wait for Connor Wood to make his way over there. Not exactly busting a gut to get over there, Connor Wood. There's a few minutes left until the half-time whistle now here. It's 1-1, of course. Wood just making his way over finally to the touchline, and he's going to have to look for an option here. I think it's Staunton that's coming short. Instead it goes to midfielder. Wood's got it back and he squeezes the cross in, and Ben Hamer does well actually just to fist the ball out of the danger zone, because that had good pace on it, the cross. He was a little late coming off his line, Hamer, but then he does well. He's just feeling his foot actually. I think he might have just caught one. It's a good ball. Is it a good ball? It's a good idea, but the ball goes dead in the end. And the big thumbs up there from Callum Cook for the little clipped ball around the corner from, I believe, Elliot Watt. Two of the new summer signings there for Bradford City trying to combine, but the ball just ran dead, and it's Ben Hamer that clips the ball out to Dehaney, and it's a little bit telegraphed, so Wood gets in there and heads the ball dead. Not dead, sorry, out for a throw-in on that far side. Here's D'Amico Dehaney. Stearman, horrible pass from Richard Stearman, and Ben Hamer does really well actually to sort his feet. Lovely position there from Josh Osterfield, who fakes the pass and drives in field. Now done really well there, Josh, although the pass killed him again. The pass is just behind the man, so Harry Toffolo, lovely Andy Booth style, draw the foul and fall over there from Harry Toffolo, veteran stuff. Nice first play there from Josh Osterfield. The pass was just behind Harry, that was the only problem. Hamer into Alex Pritchard. Got a lot of trust on Alex, obviously. Good ball out to Jaden Brown. Here's Carlin Grant. Clips it into Alex Pritchard. It's a tough one to take him for Alex, and he's probably going to give the free kick away there against Anthony O'Connor. Fair enough. Pritchard just delays the retaking of the free kick there, but no problem for O'Connor, who gives it to Paudie O'Connor. Exchanges pass with who I believe is Elliot Watt, and good pass there from Callum Cook with the attentions of Bakuna. That might be a free kick, I think. Yep. Harry Toffolo just leaning into Lee Novak there. Novak rightly gets the free kick, and Bradford will take the opportunity to load the ball into the box again. Understandably. Andy Madley just keeping a close eye on where this free kick will be taken from, and making the point that it should be where Watt is, not where O'Connor is, and Watt in fact is going to take the free kick here. Anthony O'Connor's going to make his way into the penalty area instead. High line from Town on the edge of the box. Again, plenty of aerial threats from Bradford here. You can't give away too many free kicks against this Bantam side, I don't think. So Town just need to be on the metal here as we approach half-time. Little staggered run up there, and now it's towards Stearman again, and that looks like a free kick to me. Yep, it is a free kick. Paudie O'Connor's going to complain, but clear two hands in the back of Richard Stearman there. So Ben Hamer's played a good ball out to Josh Karoma, and Karoma, well done Connor Wood. Now there's no free kick there, he was looking for it, but Karoma's got the ball, and Bradford scrambling back well here, but that's a great pass towards Mounier. Mounier tries to take it first time, and good low save to his left from O'Donnell, but Steve probably should have done better with that chance. It was really good play from Josh Karoma. Managed to escape the attentions of Wood. Bradford would say illegally, but referee Andy Madley not saying as much. Good pass into the box there for the only man he had to aim for, really, on the counter, Steve Mounier, and Mounier probably should do better with the first-time finish. Bradford back in possession, come over halfway, and Novak looked offside to me, and he was, but nevertheless, Hamer springs from his line well and collects the ball comfortably. Directs traffic there, takes Osterfield out of the path of Harry Toffolo, and Town now have it on the left-hand side. Here's Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown into Josh Osterfield again here. Osterfield calmly looks up and gives it to Harry Toffolo. Toffolo and Grant playing the 1-2. That's been a real feature so far, and that's a clip ball in towards, might have been Jaden Brown, but Carl and Grant there with good pace, and Paudie O'Connor forced to slide the ball out on this near side. Now we can't be far from half-time by my reckoning. I don't have the exact timer nearby, but Town with good numbers forward again here now. Jaden Brown just looking where we can give the first throw to. Spikes it into Janino Bakuna. Bakuna taking his time here, slides it to Stearman. Referee Andy Madley looking at his watch pretty intently here, so I think it won't be long until that whistle is blown for the first 45 minutes of pre-season action. Carl and Grant slips a back heel into Janino Bakuna. Bakuna looked to be playing the ball to Dehaney, but it goes via Pritchard in the end. Here's D'Amico Dehaney. Now here's Josh Karoma. Karoma's seen plenty of the ball as this half's come to a close, and he slips it back to Alex Pritchard. Carl and Grant, good ball into Bakuna. Bakuna tries to lift it into the return run, and that's the half-time whistle there as that battle between Guthrie and Toffolo rightly ends the half, and it's Huddersfield Town 1, Bradford City 1. Bradford took the lead very early on through the winger Dylan Motley Henry with a good finish. Town backing it through a Carl and Grant goal only 10 minutes later. So that's 1-1. I think that's it for the first stream of the first half. We will join you both on Huddersfield Town's and Bradford City's YouTube for the second half of this pre-season friendly. welcome back everyone for the second half of today's pre-season friendly between Huddersfield Town and Bradford City. We're just seeing the teams come back out onto the pitch now, and it looks like no changes for Bradford and all change for Huddersfield Town. So we'll have to run you through the new Town team in a second. The only person who looks to be remaining from the first half 11 is Steve Mounier, who obviously finished the half after Danny Ward was withdrawn after 30 minutes. So it looks like an entirely new Town 11 for this second period now. There might be one change for Bradford City actually, as someone just stood in the technical area. I'm just waiting to see who that is in due course. I can run you through the Town 11, that much I can do. So complete change, so we'll run through goalkeeper first. 19-year-old Jacob Chapman, the Aussie, in goal. It looks like it's going to be a back four, I'm going to say. So it'll be Ben Jackson actually popping in the number 8 hole. So it might be Josh Osterfield who's coming in. Yes, Josh. So in fact there are two players that are remaining. So Josh Osterfield is going to continue the central midfield. So it looks like Romany Critchlow and Mustafa Olagunju at centre back, Jaheim Headley and Aaron Rowe the full backs, Osterfield, Ben Jackson and Brahima Diarra in central midfield. It looks like Steve Mounier, Matty Daly and Micah Ribeiro up front. So first touch of the day for Aaron Rowe. Obviously Town fans know Aaron. He's played as a winger on a few occasions for Town's first team. I think it's 3 in general, but now that's going to be a good foot race because Ben Jackson is not slow. That looks like it's gone dead. Yes, it has. So Ben did enough there. Ben playing as a central midfielder today, quite interesting because he played most of his football for Town so far as a left back. So very athletic player, Ben, wherever he plays. Here's Mustafa Olagunju, the Londoner. Gives the ball to Aaron Rowe. Aaron's super athletic, Aaron Rowe. Probably the quickest player at the club, or certainly in the shout, maybe the Dama Diakabi, Isaac and Benza. Aaron is that quick, particularly over short distance, I would say. Romany Critchlow just having a little slip there for a second, the centre half, and Josh Osterfield gets it back. Here's Olagunju. Real young team this for the second half, more like an under-19s B team really for the Terriers. Plenty of possession to start though. Here's Aaron Rowe again. Aaron Rowe's got Ben Jackson for company. Here's Ben Jackson. He tries to spread the ball out to the left and does successfully to Jaheim Headley, this super versatile midfielder. He just stands on the ball there for a second. He is strong as an ox, Jaheim, by the way, so he'll do well to shake him off the ball. Here's Matty Daly. Gives it to Ben Jackson. Matty Daly's freed himself nicely there for a return pass, but Ben just couldn't create the angle. As a result, it goes back to Josh Osterfield, who pops through the two Bradford strikers nicely, and it's clipped forward there by Steve Mounier. Here's Jaheim Headley now. Jaheim tries to just slip it into Daly. Instead, just overhits the second cross. Ibeiro's just interested, but it's seen out by Wood. Good start there from the Town youngsters. Real test for them this against a good League Two side like Bradford City as well. We saw in the first half what they're capable of. So this is a big step up in quality of opponent for pretty much all of the Town players that are out on the pitch at the moment. Be an interesting first viewing on some of the youngsters for a lot of Town fans as well. What I'd always say with young players, and I say this regardless of which young player it is, just bear in mind that the predominant age of the players out on the pitch now is 18 or 19. What you see today, it won't be what they turn out to be. And I would actually extend that to the likes of Lewis O'Brien, who had a tremendous season last year. Lewis is only 21, D'Amico Dehaney only 21. These players should get better. You know, this is how it works, and it's sometimes difficult because you do make judgments on the player that you see out on the pitch, but with coaching, with time, with dedication from the player, they should get better. So if you see an 18-year-old who has a little struggle today, don't judge him on that. You know, there's time. Aaron Rowe does really well, wins the ball back from Wood, pops the passing field to Matty Daly, who slips it back to the left-footed centre-half, Romany Critchlow. You may recognise Romany. He has gone under Critchlow Noble in the past. He's asked us this summer, he's decided of his own volition to drop the Noble part of his name, so he's just Romany Critchlow from now on. Joined Town having played as a 16-year-old for Enfield Borough in non-league. I think it was about step 9 at that point. He's played as a left-back in the early part of his career. He, since joining Town, has converted into a left-sided centre-half. Lovely lad, Romany, as well. Olagunju and Guthrie have a little fight there for the ball. Mustafa, really good play there from Romany Critchlow. He's won the ball back, and really good start from the Town youngsters here, actually, as Jackson plays the ball out to Aaron Rowe. Aaron Rowe's got the run of Diarra for company, but he goes back to Osterfield. Osterfield slips it into Olagunju, gives it back. Super comfortable on the ball, Mustafa. not a character to fret, very relaxed in everyday life as well as how he is on the pitch, and tries to fire the ball through to Jaheim Headley there. It was a good run from Jaheim, but Romney couldn't win it back, so in the end Matty Daly has to steal possession back off Bradford. Really encouraging start here from this teenage Town side. I'm sure we'll see plenty of subs in the second half as well from City as we go. They've got a lot of players who are warming up in the second half. Here's Cook now. He's got Diarra for company, the 17-year-old. Good ball out to the left, but he can't keep it in there, Wood. Brahima Diarra, I'll give you a quick word on him. Brahima, the midfielder in the yellow boots, who's just looking for the return here wearing number 40. Turned 17 last month, Brahima. Here he is on the ball. Had 1 year at Town. He joined Town training. Here's Brahima again with the first team. And really impressed. Brahima is some player, let me tell you. It's really early for him so far. He's a young player, but he is a talent, that's for sure. There's no doubt about it. One of 2 French players who joined Town that summer, along with centre-half Loic Aina. Played for the under-19s yesterday, Loic. Another player that we have high hopes for here at the club. And unless here's Paudie O'Connor. Pressed by Matty Daly. Good stuff there from Matty, who's playing really high up the pitch today. And O'Donnell, under pressure from Daly again, slaps it forward. It's gone towards Guthrie. Olagunju. Oh, he's just erred there for a second, and Romney does really well, and Olagunju just grabbed his shirt of Novak there as he got away. He was a little bit too calm there, Mustafa, for a second, and the aerial threat in particular of Guthrie is going to be a real challenge for Critchlow and Olagunju here. Not something you typically get in academy football, which is why Town try and diversify the academy games programme to play the likes of, in the past, Bradford Park Avenue, Harrogate Town's first team. Give them that real physical test. In fact, we saw the under-17s up at Emley last night for exactly that reason. The under-17s have been in the building 3 weeks. They played a full men's team yesterday. Lost 4-1, unsurprisingly. A couple of set-piece goals in there for Emley. Best of luck to them for the season. Good club, Emley. This will be a real test now, these set-pieces. Switched in, Critchlow, the centre-half, with a big header. Micah Ribeiro wins the second header as well. Love Micah. It's a great ball, actually, there into the 7. Good defending, Romney Critchlow again, and he's got Jaheim Headley out for company there, who just clips the ball out in front of his man. Quickly taken through there, smart stuff from Bradford. Nice play from Bradford City. Josh Osterfield chests the ball down in the middle of the box. I wasn't expecting that. Hooks it to the edge of the box. Steve Mounier tries to win the header. Good play there from Cook to get the ball back, and it's good play again from Romney Critchlow there, just shoved over by Novak. Wins the free kick. Good stuff there from Romney. Really good piece of defending a few seconds ago, actually, from Romney to block across, and it allows Jacob Chapman to take a free kick from a pretty deep position, actually, Chappers. And Jacob, another really interesting story. He's only 19. Came to England, basically to win himself a position in football. Took a risk. He's got some English heritage in his parentage. I think he's got family up in Newcastle. Unlucky there from Diarra, just tried to pop it into Aaron Rowe. Took the chance, came over to from Australia on his own, trialled at Town. Really impressed Paul Clements and the goalkeeping team. Signed on, and the rest is history. Had played football in Australia, of course, his native Sydney. Not the biggest goalkeeper, but super agile, good shot stopper. Aaron Rowe and Guthrie fighting there, and Micah Ribeiro comes to help out. Guthrie complaining about the challenge, but good work ethic there from Aaron Rowe and Micah Ribeiro. Aaron Rowe, really interesting one. You will have seen Aaron play as a winger for Town in his early days. He certainly joined Town as a winger. He played as a winger quite memorably at West Ham United in the Premier League on debut. But Carlos likes him as a right back, so he's been playing a lot of his football as a right back so far this season. It's just Diarra just lets the ball run under his foot. Steve Mounier just monitoring the situation as Staunton goes back to the goalkeeper, and O'Donnell hooks it up the line. Critchlow and Novak battling for that, and Ben Jackson squeezes the ball out to Jaheim Headley, who just bumps the winger off the ball there. It's the number 11 that's come on for Bradford City, actually. I'm just going to see if that equates to a number that I've got, as Matty Daly slips the ball, or gets the ball at the left-hand side. Just over hits the cross. That's a shame there from Matty, but Aaron Rowe gets the ball there. Really good stuff for Aaron, and he fancies this. Drives at the edge of the box. Gives it to Ribeiro. Ribeiro gives it him back. He's got Ben Jackson for company. Ben can hit the ball like a hammer with his left foot if he gets the opportunity. Here's Aaron Rowe. Rowe clips the ball into Ribeiro. Ribeiro made his debut at Millwall, of course, Micah. Can play up front, playing on the wing to start with here. Matty Daly slips the ball into Ben Jackson. Referee totally in the way there, so Jackson hammers a pass out to Jaheim Headley on the left-hand side. Jaheim's got Matty Daly for company. He's just drifting in field. Gives it to Jackson again. Jackson on his right foot this time spreads the ball out to Aaron Rowe. Really nice stuff. Here's Diarra with a good forward run. How can the 17-year-old do? Just drifts inside. Just as a second man for company there, though. Good defending from Bradford, and the ball's clipped up the left-hand touchline. It's gone out for a throw-in. Really impressive stuff from Town so far. I believe the number 11 that's come on is Zelly Ismail, the former Wolves academy player for Bradford City over on that far side, the winger. Critchlow into Matty Daly, nice ball. Matty's got 3 men for company though. It's good defending from Barnsley and good Bradford, sorry, and good play here as ball slipped out to Novak. Novak's got Guthrie and Ismail for company. Here's Ismail, Zelly Ismail now. He's going to try and square Jaheim Headley up. Jaheim comes inside on the left, and it's a good shooting position. Good defending again from Romany Critchlow there, the left-sided centre half. Bradford recycle it well, and Cook drives through the middle of the pitch. He's tried to find Guthrie, I believe, with that pass, but it was just too firm. Guthrie off balance, and it's a dead ball for the Young Terriers. We're only a few minutes into this second half, but I think it's Town's youngsters have acquitted themselves just as well as the first team lads did, to be frank, in this half so far. Jacob Chapman just asking them to narrow up a little bit. Matty Daly pulling the strings in midfield. Matty obviously signed a really long-term contract in the summer. A player that we have lots of high hopes for here. Jacob Chapman tries to find Jackson, just gets the delivery over, cooks it slightly, and it goes out into the Town dugout, where Carlos Corberan is having a chat with Danny Schofield on the bench. Obviously Danny and Carlos work together. It's more good play from Romany Critchlow, who's won the ball back for his side, and now Steve Mounier just pops the ball into Headley. Josh Osterfield again does really well there. Jackson just needs to be careful here. He just pokes the ball out towards Aaron Rowe. Aaron Rowe's got space here. Diarra runs down the line, and Diarra's got it. He's got Obero for company, and Aaron Rowe's trying to make a return run. Great ball from Diarra to Aaron Rowe. Good defending there from Connor Wood. Well done, the Bradford man. Did really well, but what a good piece of play that was from the right-sided duo there. Diarra, the central midfielder, makes a lovely little darting run into the channel, slips the ball back to the super speedy Aaron Rowe, and it's good defending from Wood. Really good stuff. Going to give Ben Jackson the chance to swing this corner in now. It's going to be a real physical challenge here. Critchlow and Olagunju, the centre halves, are both up for Town here, and Jackson tries to fizz one and just gets it wrong. It goes into the near post, and now it's Town's got to be careful here as Zelly Ismail's got the ball on halfway. Aaron Rowe just giving him a little bit too much space there. Maybe should be a little bit tighter. Aaron just hangs a leg out at it, and now Josh Osterfield challenges for the header with Cook. They need to sort this out, Olagunju and Osterfield, and Mustafa does. Good ball out from Chapman towards Jaheim Headley. Good touch from Jaheim as well. Jaheim just rolls it back to Critchlow. He's got a man on here, Romany, so he just needs to be aware. He was aware of the attentions of Guthrie. Just goes back to his goalkeeper, and here's Olagunju again, who takes the ball unorthodox. Mustafa, really interesting story. Came to Town on trial from London-based XYZ Academy as a number 10. And now he doesn't look like a typical number 10, and he also had a broken ankle at the time, or a pretty severe ankle injury, I can't remember. Trialled with an ankle the size of a balloon. The staff asked if he was alright, just said, yeah, I'm fine. Certainly centre half stuff. These lads will make mistakes, there's no doubt about it, but hopefully you get to see some of the talent on display today. Guthrie wins it under Olagunju. Here's Diarra now. Diarra drives forward. He's got men to his left. Diarra plays a lovely ball into Micah Ribeiro. Diarra gets it back. First time ball to Matty Daly. Just gets his shot wrong. Lovely play from Brahima Diarra. Really good stuff. Trying not to oversell Brahima, but he is a super talent. If he can keep on the trajectory that he started on at Town, he'll do really well. O'Donnell, nonetheless, drives the ball towards Guthrie, and he's ragging Olagunju around. Critchlow into second and Osterfield to third. And now Town just need to get hold of the ball. Ben Jackson stretches out a big leg, and Aaron Rhodes needs to be careful here. He just heads towards the touchline and clips the ball down the line. It's a bit of a safety first approach from Aaron there. He was under pressure. O'Connor. Good pressure there again from Diarra. Brahima's going to charge the goalkeeper down, and O'Donnell drives one out. I'm not quite sure that was what was intended towards Cook, but it's won it nonetheless. Novak with a big chest, and Cook does well to win it in front of Osterfield. Now he drives towards the Bradford left, and that's gone out to the left-hand side, and Aaron Roach, a good cross into the box, really good cross, and in the end Jaheim Headley on side. Good covering there from the left-back just to knock the ball dead under pressure. Critchlow at full stretch. Corner to Bradford City, really nice cross from Wood there on the left-hand side. just found half a yard on Rowe and swung a lovely, dangerous ball into the middle of the box. He's going to make his way all the way across now to take this corner on the far side. You have to say that set piece is going to be a real threat now for Bradford. This young Town side. You would think the physical advantage is with City. Chapman's got a man on him as well that only now Aaron Rowe seems to be picking up, and it's a good ball into the box. It's headed over by that man Guthrie. Critchlow saying he's been pushed and actually got a little thumbs up there from Andy Madley, so he might have a claim to a free kick there. He may have got it had that ball not arrowed over the box. Steve Mounier, of course, there to lend his considerable physical prowess to the Town's defensive effort. Ball goes to Olagunju. Olagunju rolls it into Diarra. Diarra to Rowe. Olagunju, lovely ball into Mike Robert. Lovely partner play from the young Terriers here. Played out beautifully there. Start to see the shape. Really good to see. Real confidence in each other and on the ball as well as Diarra and Obero. Just rotate and Obero's going to get it back here. Micah steps past his man. Tries to just poke the ball into Diarra, and it might be that Mounier wins it back, but Bradford do well to win the ball back in midfield there. Ball out to O'Connor on the far right. Anthony O'Connor now. Checks back under pressure from Mounier. He's looking for a pass short into midfield. Good pressure there from Steve Mounier. Round of applause from the Town bench, and Matty Daly forces the ball square. That's a good ball. Olagunju just tried to get in front of his man. He's absolutely ragged his man down. Mustafa, a physical player, shall we say. Doesn't mess around, Muzzy. Really popular lad around the training ground. Very quiet in and around. But he means business, let's put it that way. Here's Josh Osterfield, who's had a really good game today, Josh, so far. He exchanges passes with Romany Critchlow. Critchlow fires the ball into Mounier. Mounier, I think, has just tried to find Daly, but Daly just actually made a different run to the one that Mounier was expecting. And Steve, really good energy there as Jackson, and now there's a Josh Osterfield on the floor. I think Lee Novak's floored him. Welcome to men's football, Josh Osterfield. Anthony O'Connor clips the ball into it. Lovely play again from Romany Critchlow. He's had a really good game so far. Ben Jackson rolls the ball into Obero. Obero is not slow if he can square his man up one-on-one. Diarra making that run again for him, but he uses it as a decoy and sensibly puts it back into Ben Jackson's path. Jackson with a lovely crossfield pass again to Jaheim Headley. Headley's got no one to aim for in the box, actually. Steve Mounier's gone short early, so he has to go to Matty Daly instead. Matty's just giving him an option. They've got Ben Jackson back here if they can give it to him. Jaheim does. Here's Matty Daly again. Matty got the experienced Anthony O'Connor for company. Just works the ball back to Ben Jackson. Jackson has to go all the way back to Critchlow. Critchlow to Diarra. Diarra, lovely play from the sixth position. He's going to get the ball back from Josh Osterfield here. Brahima had a pass on and he just played it too late. Matty Daly's a bit frustrated. It was the right idea, but he just took too long over the pass. But good idea from Brahima there. Just having a quick chat with Matty about that. The ball's actually stayed in on the far side, so Anthony O'Connor clips it forward. It's not a great ball, and Josh Osterfield pops out of defence to get it again. Here's Josh now. He's looking for a run down this right-hand side, which Aaron Rowe is tentatively giving him. Osterfield gets the pass wrong to Daly. Lovely response from Micah Ribeiro there, who floors Pordy O'Connor, who's not happy at Ribeiro's attention. Bit of a physical mismatch there, but really good reactive pressure from Micah Ribeiro. Sometimes not the first thing the forwards think about, but really diligent defensive work there from the young forward. Novak with a good run forward. He's just tried to curl it in, but Critchlow there again slaps it into Jackson a bit. That's not a great ball forward there from Cook. Clips the ball out from for a throw-in for Town on this left-hand side. Headley takes quickly into Critchlow. Critchlow goes back to Chapman. We have got another goalkeeper on the bench this afternoon, Josue Belagambi, another one of the academy goalkeepers. If something were to happen to Jacob, it means that we don't stretch Ben Hamer out. Josh Osterfield tries to find Daly. Daly manages to prod the ball back to Ben Jackson. Now here's Headley. Headley, just trying to look for the run of Daly, but it was well tracked, to be fair, by Bradford. It's a ball out. Ben Jackson showing his prowess of passing today. He keeps spreading the ball left and right. There's Olagunju into Obero. Exchanges a 1-2 with Aaron Rowe. Obero now drives in field. Obero just looking for a pass. There's nothing obviously on at the moment in the middle of the pitch, so goes back to Osterfield, who moves the ball to the left-hand side for Critchlow. Critchlow, good pass from Romany Critchlow into Matty Daly, who's freed himself again now. Here's Ben Jackson again. Jackson just hitting crossfields for fun today, Ben Jackson, and here's Aaron Rowe. Aaron Rowe one-on-one now. He's going to try and run the man, you would think, and he does. And he goes back to Ben Jackson. If Ben gets the chance, he will hit this. It's good defending there from Cook, and he just managed to squeeze the ball away from Mounier. Mounier putting the goalkeeper under pressure as the ball goes forward. Olagunju's going to battle with that man again, and Osterfield's there. Good positioning from Josh to pick up the seconds. He slides the ball left to Romney Critchlow again, who's just looked for Jaheim Headley's run there, but Jaheim well tracked by Anthony O'Connor. Lovely possession from the young Terriers here as Olagunju steps over halfway. Finds the most senior man on the pitch for the Terriers, Steve Mounier. Steve fires the ball back to Romney Critchlow, goes to Osterfield. Osterfield into Daly. Lovely movement from the young Terriers at the moment, really finding space on the pitch. Osterfield's got Diarra there, but he opts to go left again for Critchlow. Good run from Jaheim Headley there, the left back, but and now then, that's an interesting ball towards Micah Ribeiro. Really good idea there from, I think it was Matty Daly who played that ball. Ribeiro just pulled off his man at full stretch, tried his best to just steer this volley on target. Really difficult skill. Brahima Diarra here, and he's backing up there, and Daly's just slightly behind play, and Bradford have worked it through. Lovely tackle there from Josh Osterfield again. Now then, here's Steve Mounier down the left. Steve's got two in the box. Diarra's in the box, if he can find him. Oh, he's fired it back at Matty Daly. Matty, lovely turn. Matty Daly! And it's 2-1 to Huddersfield Town. And to be fair, you have to say that's been deserved. These young Terriers, this set of 18 and 19-year-olds, have done fantastically well in this second half against the same team, practically, that Bradford put out in the first against the first team. And it's 2-1 to Town. Slight fortuitousness of the goal, but Matty Daly's earned that. And it's Huddersfield Town 2, Bradford City 1. They're going to be tested now, the young Terriers. You've got to think City won't like this. They can see the team's younger. It's going to be a real test. They're going to come at Town. You've got to think here they're going to have to be defensively staunch. They've kept the ball beautifully so far, the young Town side. Just running through the ages here. Goalkeeper 19, centre halves 21 and 18. Matty Daly still only 19, feels like he's been around it forever. Jaheim Headley, who's just won the ball there, 18. Ben Jackson, 19. Bradford coming forward here now, and there's real danger now. Could be an immediate reply as Zeli Ismail. Lovely red there from Mustafa Olagunju. He just stepped in, knew where that ball was going, Mustafa, and he's just taking his time on the ball, was he? Let's just a little drag back there, as you do as a centre half, and here's Jaheim Headley. Mustafa just flicks the ball casually in field to Jaheim Headley. Goes back to Jacob Chapman, and now you'd think Town will clear, and they do. And it's a lovely kick towards Obero, and he's just gone too high. It's unfortunate, but calm stuff from Mustafa there, just chilling in the left-back slot, not really worried about it. He is calm. And an occasion, you have to say, it's cost him a little bit. You know, he's been caught on the ball occasionally, but it's about getting that balance right. As Aaron Rowe wins the ball and steps past his man, and Obero actually could go down the line here if he wants, but Wood is no slouch. We've seen that in the first half. Here's Diarra, the 17-year-old Frenchman. Clips it back to Osterfield. I think this is a first appearance at the John Smith Stadium for a lot of this Town side. They're enjoying it. Critchlow tries to find Daly and he's unlucky. Good interception in the end there by the Bradford man. And now Diarra's had to follow that man because there's a good run there, you have to say, from I think it's Pritchard. Diarra had to track that one because Olagunju had just been drawn towards the ball a little bit there by the two strikers. So that third man run had to be tracked by Diarra, the 17-year-old. Thank you again for joining us on HTTV here. We know we've had thousands watching today, which is really encouraging. Hopefully you're enjoying a little glimpse into some of the future stars of Huddersfield Town here this afternoon. Here's Romney Critchlow again, the centre-back. Just bobbles a pass into Daly, who first time layoff to Osterfield is beautiful. Now here's Mounier. Mounier's got options to his right and he finds Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson will drive through the middle. He's got Matty Daly completely in space here. He just overcooks it on his weaker right foot there, Ben, but Daly's going to pick that ball. He's actually giving the thumbs up to Ben Jackson as he's chasing the ball. Here's Diarra. Diarra into Ben Jackson again. Jackson into Headley. Jaheim Headley, the Londoner, just drags it back casually with two men on him and goes back to Diarra, the young Frenchman. Plays it into Jackson, who's under severe pressure here, Ben, and Ben rides the challengers really well, and he's just going to go back to Romney Critchlow. Well done, Ben Jackson. Goes into Olagunju, the centre-back. Mustafa pushes it to Osterfield. He's got Steve Mounier. Mounier's got time to turn here if he can. Steve comes inside. Here's Matty Daly. Lovely pass to Micah Ribeiro. Just had a little bit too much on it there, and Micah was in. Lovely guile from Matty Daly again as O'Donnell for Bradford has to clip the ball forward. Critchlow calls for it. Lovely win from Romney Critchlow there. Jackson hooks the ball around the corner. Here's Obero again. Obero rides the challenge well. He's Just tried to poke it. I think he heard the call from Aaron Rowe, but he's just got the pass slightly wrong. But more good play from these young Town side. It's so exciting to see. Danny Schofield, the B team manager on the bench, must be absolutely beaming. We can't see him from this area, but the young Chargers are doing him proud so far, you have to say. Here's Diarra, the 17-year-old again, just rolls past his man and gives it to Daly. Good inside run there from Jaheim Headley, and it's so close to getting on the end of it. Lovely inside run from the left back. You can see the movements that they've been training here. Matty Daly knew to look for the pass. In the end, it was a tough pass to just thread through, but almost did it well. It's been so encouraging, this, from the young Terriers. Here's Bradford City, O'Donnell. He's got two strikers to aim for, and he's gone towards Guthrie. He's going to fight with Olagunju. He wins it, does Guthrie. Good win there. And Olagunju back in to win the second ball, and Mustafa got plenty of time now. He's just going to roll round and give it back to Jacob Chapman in the end. Mustafa and Romney Critchlow-Noble just split here. Jacob Chapman tries to find Abero, but he can't quite get it right. Bradford win the ball back. Abero puts him under pressure. It goes all the way back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell pushes it into Paddy O'Connor. O'Connor pushes it into the midfielder. Diarra just pops out, and it's Pritchard now. Harry Pritchard who gets it, swings it out to Cook. Cook to Ismail. He's got the right back on the overlap here. Headley just calls for supporting, and it's good play. Too much room here on the edge for that man. Jacob Chapman. And it's a great double save from Jacob Chapman, who gets to the second one. Had to push the first one out, a stinging drive from the edge of the box. And the second one is an outstanding reaction save from the young Aussie. It looked for all intents and purposes like it'd be a Bradford equaliser. In the end, it isn't. Well done, Jacob Chapman. Danger not over yet, though, for the Terriers. It's a corner to Bradford City. It's the number 17 making his way over here to take this corner on the near side. I believe that's Elliot Watt. Forgive me, Bradford fans, if it isn't. It's not the number I had him down as. Plenty of danger here. We saw Guthrie, the danger man, win the first header from the corner last time. Let's see what Town can do this time. It's swung into the area. It's a dangerous ball, and I think it's Guthrie again that wins it, and it looks like he got in Paddy O'Connor's way there slightly at the back post. Looks like there's going to be a couple of changes here for City as well. Again, forgive me, because there's no fourth official here this afternoon, so we're going to have to try and work this on the fly, Bradford fans. Just trying to see who might be making his way off the pitch here. Thank you to my friend Stephen Downs, who's been really, really kind about my commentary. I'm not a commentator, I don't pretend to be. It's not going to be perfect. Thanks for your kind words, Steve. I'll pay you later. It looks like that's the end of the day for Guthrie and for Harry Pritchard, who are making their way off there. Good amount of minutes under the legs there again for the Bradford duo. I'm afraid I've got no idea who's coming on. Just trying to look at the numbers on the shirts to see if I can get any kind of clues. There they are. I think that's Clayton Donaldson who's come on, who I believe is club captain at Bradford. I think it's now fair to call him a veteran at the age that he's at. Bradford City fan Clayton Donaldson, of course, before he joined the Bantams. Olagunju plays it out to Aaron Rowe. Town just needs to keep the composure here. Good ball into Micah Ribeiro. Ribeiro checks his man, and he's absolutely body checked off the ball. Lovely move by Micah Ribeiro there. Just suckered the defender in and rolled him, let the momentum of the ball do the work for him. Good pass down the line from Aaron Rowe as well, who gives it nice and quickly to Brahima Diarra, the 17-year-old. I'm going to keep saying his age because it's hard to understand when you see him play. Brahima gets the ball off Josh Osterfield, and he was going to give it first time to Romney Critchlow, but I think he saw he had more time than he wanted. What a ball that is between Jaheim Headley, who's now chasing that ball after the interception from Bradford. O'Donnell now just squaring the ball up and clips it into midfield towards Aaron Rowe with a good header there. Not known for it, Aaron, and there's an injury here actually. Hopefully the Bradford player's okay. Steve Mooney is going to be flagged offside there onto the pass from Abero. We're just going to double check on the Bradford man who's just gone down under that aerial challenge from Aaron Rowe. Aaron just going over sportingly to make sure that his counterpart is okay. Good to see. I think that's Connor Wood that went down under the challenge. It is Connor, yes, he's 23 there. Okay, just thumbs up there again. I think one of them 50-50 honest challenges that you do get. O'Donnell going to take the free kick for the Bantams here. Got a good four up here now with the two strikers, Novak and Donaldson, with Wood and Ismail on either side. It's clipped up towards Novak and Critchlow. Novak wins the first header ahead of Critchlow. Number 12's made a really good space. Aaron Rowe does well there, gets in front of Wood to win the ball. Micah Ribeiro just looking for a pass here, and he's going to get it from Josh Osterfield. And Osterfield clips the ball forward towards Mounier. Mounier challenges for it with Paddy O'Connor. Good play from Steve Mounier. Really good play. Determined stuff from Mounier, who's almost ridden the challenge of two Bradford players there to win that ball, but it's ended up back with O'Donnell. It's a poor kick into midfield from O'Donnell, and the player's done really well to win it, actually. Headley does well there too for Town to knock the ball back to Critchlow. Here's Josh Osterfield again. Osterfield just steps inside, gives it back to Critchlow, the centre-back. Romney's tried to find the run. It's a shame of Jaheim Headley there, the left-back who's the furthest man forward. It just clips Jaheim on the heels, and Matty Daly, good tackle, Matty Daly. Brahim's just managed to poke the ball back to Headley as he gets back. A little bit scruffy play there from the Young Terriers, but you'll forgive him that. Good defensive play from Daly, and now Clayton Donaldson gets in front of Critchlow. Lovely tackle from Romney Critchlow on Donaldson. Here's Diarra now, breaking into space again, Brahima. He might shoot, you know. Brahima Diarra does shoot. It's a stinger that O'Donnell has to bring in at the second attempt. It's real good effort there from the young Frenchman. O'Donnell with an equally good save, to be fair to him. And it's a good throw out to the right-hand side to Anthony O'Connor, who plays the ball into Zeli Ismail, who just dropped deep on halfway here. Gets the ball. Donaldson, in turn, has dropped out to Ismail's right-hand side. Critchlow for company. He's got a man on the overlap here that Jaheim Headley's going to have to deal with. Headley moves out, and that's not a great ball. Steve Mounier back to do his defensive work and get the ball clear. No real options up front for Town at the moment, though, because of Mounier's work back. So Headley tries to find Mounier, and it's out on the far side. Lots of Bradford subs warming up on the far side there. Bradford have brought a number of players with them today, as you'd expect. A mixture of experience and quite a few of their young lads on the bench as well this afternoon. We might see some of those a bit later on. As it is, it's Town's youngsters making the running at the moment as Diarra looks for the ball with Headley, and Diarra ends up going down the line. Headley throws it down the line towards Mounier. Headley does well to win the second ball there after Steve can't win the first. Be a Bradford throw here. Looks like Anthony O'Connor, who gives it short quickly to the man. It's a ball out to the left side. You hear a very Spanish Brahima there from Jorge Alhacon on the Town bench, just dishing out the instructions to one of his young players. Good play from Matty Daly there, just to force the ball to go one way. Good check there from the 19, and now good play inside here. And I think it's Elliot Watt that drives towards the Town defence, and it's a ball out to the right-hand side that I believe that's Mounier again that's out there doing his defensive work. Headley slaps the header into one of his counterparts. Now here's Diarra. Diarra has got Steve Mounier for company. He might have just overplayed that, but the intention was good from Brahima. Really good. And I think we've got a substitute here now. I'm just trying to see who that is. I believe it's Cian Harrott, the young striker. Well known to Town fans, made his debut against Leeds United back in December 2019. He's just enjoyed promotion with Harrogate Town on loan as well. So Town side about to get younger here as 18-year-old Cian Harrott comes on for Steve Mounier, who's got a good at least half an hour under his belt here. Cian Harrott bringing that average age of the Town side down. Lethal left foot Cian, a real goal scorer. Sometimes don't see him in a lot of the play. Cian straight onto play there, and he's given a free kick away. Enthusiastic, great lad Cian. Proper Barnsley lad Cian Harrott, if you ever speak to him. Enthusiastic, loves playing the game and loves scoring goals. That's what you can say about Cian. Richard O'Donnell in possession now, the Bradford keeper. Chips the ball up towards the left-hand side. Cian Harrott wins a header. And really calm stuff from Jaheim Headley, who tries to play the ball down the line to Cian, but it just rolls out of play. Cian wearing 24 this season, being given a squad number by Carlos Corberan. Moves significantly up the pecking order if numbers are anything to go by. Generally, and this is famous last words, if you give Cian a chance in the penalty area, Cian will score. Josh Osterfield just challenging, good call from Jacob Chapman there. Osterfield challenging with Novak, did enough just to put Novak off the header. Now here's Romney Critchlow. Critchlow into Osterfield. Osterfield, not loads of options, so he just drives into... ooh, that's not a good ball, but Jackson does well with it. And now here's Romney Critchlow. You hear Brahima move is the call. He just wants the Town midfielder to free himself. Olagunju just tries to step into midfield there. Donaldson does well for his side and just steps in and wins the ball back. Olagunju just needs to get back into his centre-back position here as Bradford in possession. Here's Elliot Watt, I think. Bradford work it back to Paddy O'Connor, the centre-half, who's going to have space to step into here. And he does. Matty Daly just starting to engage now, and O'Connor carries on his run as Novak plays it backwards. Here's Watt again, who's the deep line midfielder. Obero floors his man there. Good pressing from Micah though, don't mind that. Micah Spent 6 months at Leyton Orient before joining the Town Academy a couple of years ago. Here's Paudie O'Connor. Steps forward, Brahima Diarra's putting the man under pressure, and Brahima wins the tackle. Really good stuff from the young lad. Bradford's still in it though, and it's a good ball from O'Connor. And that's not a good cross from it's Anthony O'Connor. So it was O'Connor to O'Connor there, but although the crossfield pass and the first touch were good, Cian Harrott diligent in his work again, getting back to help his side out too. Fair play to Cian. Town do have another sub on the bench, outfield sub. Patrick Jones, who a lot of you again won't know, flying winger, actually scored twice yesterday in a 3-2 under-19 win over Sheffield United. The second goal was an absolute stonker as well, right in the top corner. Mustafa Olagunju and Chapman exchange passes, and now Chapman fires the ball forward towards Ribeiro. It drops over Ribeiro, and now Cian Harrott and O'Connor fight for it. Liner's given the softest free kick you could ever wish to see on this near side there, where the keeper's got it, but never mind. Cian may have just clipped O'Connor's heels, if I'm being fair, but just play on. Bradford have the ball, no problem. Bradford just starting to see more of the ball here now, as you might expect. Paudie O'Connor, the centre-back, just looking for a pass, and now Ben Jackson close to that one, and now Town. Matty Daly's just, to be fair, clipped the Bradford 17 there. Looked a painful one, no intention from Matty, just a little bit late on the scene. Hopefully Watt's okay. It does look like he's going to be okay to continue as well, which is good news. I think that's Staunton who plays it to Anthony O'Connor, who's going to try and run past Matty Daly. Matty Daly doing well there, sticking diligently to his defensive work, and he does force the error there as Jaheim Headley wins the throwing off Novak. Really good stuff from Jaheim. Jaheim, a really interesting player. Jaheim came as a winger, has played central midfield a lot for Town, and is now playing left back. Naturally left-footed player, as you'd expect on that side. Strong as an ox, Jaheim, I would say. Brahima Diarra's tried something audacious there. It hasn't quite come off. Romany Critchlow read the play perfectly there, and he just had to hammer it forward because he was really tight to the touchline, but read the 1-2 excellently and snuffed out the danger. Good throw from O'Donnell into midfield for Bradford here, and good pressure equally from Matty Daly. Here's Micah Ribeiro just putting City under pressure. Get old is the shout, and Donaldson does an intelligent flick. Diarra wins the ball, and now Olagunju's, the centre half, is halfway up the pitch, just rolling his foot over the ball, gives it back to Aaron Rowe. Aaron just needs to be careful here in possession, and he is. Osterfield intelligently has dropped into centre half in Olagunju's absence and gives it back to Jacob Chapman. Mustafa seemingly has no interest in coming back to play centre half. He's going to just play right wing for a second, so he's just staying down here. Aaron Rowe's looking for the forward run. Aaron just strolls past his man, and here's Micah Ribeiro with space to turn into. He's got options to his left, Ben Jackson to his left, and Jaheim Headley, and he swings the ball out to Jaheim Headley. Mustafa Olagunju, for those interested, just working his way back into centre half now, casually. Matty Daly, lovely touch from Jaheim Headley, goes past two. Jaheim now, good pace on the outside from Jaheim Headley, and it's good defending, to be fair, from City's number 12, but Matty Daly does well initially. Good play from City's 12 there. I'm not quite sure who that is, and forgive me because he deserves a name check for that good piece of play. Donaldson, the veteran, with Olagunju for company. Mustafa does lovely, leans into his man, gives the ball to Aaron Rowe. Aaron Rowe now on the attack, the right back. Gives it inside to Matty Daly, the creator. Matty Daly back to Aaron Rowe. Aaron Rowe's got options in the middle. Aaron rolls his foot over the ball. Aaron Rowe to the dead ball line. Tries to stand the ball up. It's good defending there from City, but I think that's a corner. It is. Lovely, enterprising, attacking stuff again from the young Terriers here. It's been an absolute joy to watch this half. Really has. And I am biased. But this is what I want to see, I'm sure, from young players. Real promise that they might be able to do something for Town in due course. There's patience always needed. Ben Jackson, we're hoping to make a better fist of this corner than the first one he did today. Got some targets to aim for in the box, and O'Donnell's going to come for that, and it's claimed by O'Donnell in his 6-yard box. Not quite got the set pieces right today so far in this second half, Town. Good claim from O'Donnell, to be fair to him, and an equally good throw out to Clayton Donaldson in the left back position. Diarra just intelligently just drops off because he knows he's got Wood on the outside, and here is Wood. Diarra now puts him under pressure. Matty Daly organising there. Strange to see Matty as a veteran of this team when he's 19 and he's made 6 substitute appearances, but that's the case. Josh Osterfield into Ribero's popped in field. It's not a good ball actually from Josh. Probably the first one pass is misplayed all day. And Zelly Ismail now running down the wing. Ismail into the 12. Lovely play from Josh Osterfield, who wins his ball back for his side. Now Matty Daly rides the challenge. Daly nutmegs his man. That's beautiful. Plays a great ball out to Diarra. Diarra just a loose touch there, Brahima, but he's done enough to win the ball back for Aaron Rowe. Aaron just checks around his nose. He's got Brahima, Aaron. He's a tricky character, Aaron. He does love touches on the ball, you have to say. He just loves being in possession and trying some tricks. Aaron just needs to be careful here because he's got company. Aaron needs to play the ball now, I would suggest. Aaron Rowe somehow still has the ball. I don't quite know how, but he gives it inside finally to Ben Jackson, who gives it to Cian Harrott. Cian will shoot. Cian just wants to score, basically. That's all he wants to do. So no shot there. He did have Obero on his outside, but he's chosen to shoot instead. Fair play to Cian. He's worked really hard to get back in there. Now Aaron Rowe needs to get up Connor Wood. It's a good theory. It was a good ball because Donaldson made a run off the back of Olagunju, but the execution wasn't quite there. Acknowledgement from Donaldson. Clever run from the veteran. Just lost Olagunju for a second. Aaron Rowe not really getting back in express pace here to take this throw in, just trotting down the line. Not quite sure how long's left now. I'm going to try and get the attention of my colleagues to give me a little finger. We've got 5 minutes from my colleague there, so thank you for that. So this still 2-1 to Town at the moment as Diarra just has the ball ripped off him there, and it's a good play on from the referee Andy Madley, and it's now danger for Town. Mustafa Olagunju says, "I'll have that, thank you very much." Solid tackle from Muzzy. He's looking for a run from Brahima Diarra, and he gets it. And now 5 minutes left. Your side's 2-1 up, and Mustafa Olagunju, the centre half's making a run down the right flank. So maverick is the word I would say. Romany Critchlow in a much more orthodox centre half position as he gives it to Josh Osterfield, and Osterfield pops the ball into Headley. Jaheim Headley playing left back, had just moved in field there for a second. Osterfield under pressure from Donaldson here. And Critchlow just sensibly goes back to Jacob Chapman. I think Romany Critchlow is the oldest player on the pitch for Town now at 21. I'm just having a look around the pitch and I'm pretty confident in that. Yes, he is, by a good 2 years. Critchlow into Jackson, lovely pass, and Ben Jackson now outside of the boot pass to Brahima Diarra. Diarra now tries to slide the ball into Cian Harrott's path, and Anthony O'Connor's done well, and he's won the free kick. Good defending there from O'Connor. Cian punching the floor, a bit annoyed there, but it was good defending from O'Connor. Lovely play again there from a combination of Town's youngsters. Jackson with the nice pass into Diarra. Diarra tried to slide the ball down the side for his teammate. Good veteran defending there from O'Connor, and O'Donnell waves his men up as he pumps the ball forward, and it's Donaldson and Olagunju. Donaldson's got the big stiff arm out, and Olagunju had hold of the shirt, but Micah Ribeiro challenges with it, O'Connor for it, and Headley's just slipped as he challenged for that pass. Richard O'Donnell, the keeper, very audibly unhappy with that challenge from Olagunju and Donaldson. Good pass there from O'Connor, and good touch equally from Watt into the path of the other O'Connor, Anthony. Good ball into Novak. Critchlow there for company again, just floors Novak, but I thought the play had gone on, but it's a free kick. Don't mind that from Romany, just followed his striker in, tried to nick the ball, just nicked Novak instead. All of Town's first half team up in the stand behind Carlos Corberan's dugout watching this. I'm sure they'll be impressed by their young chargers. Got some work to do here though. It's going to be a free kick. Looks like it's going to be loaded into the area again here. I believe it's Watt on the free kick. Lots of targets here towards the back post area for Town as Romany Critchlow sends Ben Jackson towards the back stick. It's drilled towards the back post, and it's Novak that wins the header. And now Town win it. It was Josh Osterfield again, who had a great game, Josh, actually. And Micah Ribeiro just sensibly just slows stuff down as Town get their bearings back. Josh clips the ball into Matty Daly. Matty's found lovely space. Good ball into Jaheim Headley again from Matty Daly. Now then, Headley's got Obero for company. Obero overlaps him. Instead goes back to Daly. Daly's got Osterfield inside. Those two have played a lot of football together. Josh, with Clayton Donaldson on, just slips it back to Olagunju. Olagunju could go left. Instead just pops it into Osterfield. Mustafa can spread play here. Instead he's gone right to Aaron Rowe. Has got space. Diarra just being dragged back there by Callum Cook. I don't think he fancied following him in nearly the 90th minute of the game, but lots of energy from the Town youngsters here. And Diarra just skips past Cook. He plays it inside to Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson drills another one of those cross-fielders out towards Jaheim Headley. Lovely stuff. Good touch from Headley, and it's good defending equally. Headley stops weirdly for a second there. Headley, I don't quite know what's going on there, but Zeli Ismail comes away with the ball. Slightly odd play from Jaheim. I think there was a free kick in. It wasn't obvious from up here. Bradford just pop it in. They can go out the right here, and they do. Good play from Elliot Watt. It's Ben Jackson. It's O'Connor. O'Connor with an outside of the boot kind of clip over the top towards Clayton Donaldson. It's a good run from Donaldson. He's had good movement since he came on. Critchlow now. Town need to get out to this ball. Good ball in field. This is a real chance now for good block from Olagunju there, the centre half. Town with work to do now as Diarra presses the ball. Wood clips it towards the man. Headley loops the header clear. Watt's going to pick it up now. Pressure from Bradford late on here in the game. Watt with a good pass in field to Cook. Olagunju fancies that one. He forces his man back. It's a good play from Cook. Abero, fantastic stuff from Micah there to win the ball off O'Connor and just sprints clear of him there. He's got Matty Daly for company if he can find him. Instead, Micah's going to carry on. Micah looking for a second run there, and he said he's going to try and find Aaron Rowe, the right back, but he can't find him. Ball clipped out to this near side. Olagunju's got... he's offside Lee Novak there, I'm going to say. Mustafa, under heavy pressure from Novak, took the ball down on his chest, and it's a free kick anyway. Maybe he knew. Josh Osterfield just gets to calm things down here, the midfielder. Pops it into his midfield colleague, Ben Jackson. Osterfield just looking for a pass here, and he goes into Daly. Daly under pressure, but just knocks it back to Critchlow. In turn, finds the forward runner, Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson into Osterfield. Can't have long left here, I'm guessing. I'm just looking at my colleagues again. 1 minute, I'm told, by my colleague Sam East, as Osterfield and Jackson recycle the ball out to the left for Critchlow. Town just need to keep possession here as Ben Jackson moves forward. He's under heavy pressure from Novak, and as such, pops the ball out to Jim Headley, who just goes back here to Critchlow. Critchlow looks to step past, that's a foul. Yeah, look to step past Cook. Cook not happy. Some pretty choice language there. It's going to be a free kick to Town nonetheless, I think. Oh no, we're going throw-in. The lino did flag for the free kick, but Andy Madley happy just to continue with the throw-in, and that's it. And if there's any takeaway from today, what a second half from Town's youngsters. It's finished Huddersfield Town 2, Bradford City 1 here. Bradford took the lead very early on in the game through Dylan Motley-Henry. Equaliser from Town's first team was from Carlin Grant about 10 minutes later. It was 1-1 at the interval. It could have been 4-4 in truth. Bradford had some really good chances. Town had some very presentable ones too. All change at half-time. Town's B team under-19s came on, played Bradford's first team, and absolutely ran the show. And it's really encouraging stuff for Town's future there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you very much again to our friends at Proper Digital. Thanks to everyone that's joined in on YouTube today. We'll see you again from a Town perspective on Saturday when Manchester United under-23s are the visitors. Good luck to Bradford City for the rest of the season, and we'll see you on Saturday. Thank you very much.